Hello game devs, in this tutorial we are going to create this beautiful snow with particle systems, and we will learn how to use particle system to create some effect like snow, electricity, fire and something like this. So let's start. At first we have to create an effect, and we are going to use a particle system effect here. Then we have to do some configuration in the inspector to create our snow. And before that, I want to explain you some of these properties. For example, this duration is the time that our particles are playing. For example, when I put it to 2 and then uncheck the looping, and when I play, this particle effect just play 2 seconds. Okay, and then we have this looping. When I check this item, when I play, we will have a infinite particle effect because it will repeat every 5 seconds. Then we have a start delay, a start lifetime, a start speed. It is our lifetime. It is the speed that we have in the beginning of our each particle. This is our size, and I suggest you to explore in these properties. We can't cover all of them in our video. I just want to show you some of them to be familiar with them, and then you can just play with them and do something different, play some more effects that you like. Here we have Emission. We can change the count of our particles here. For example, when I set it to 100, we will have 100 particles. When I set it to 1000, we will have 1000 particles. Here we have max particles. We can increase this number, and then we will have 1000 particles. Okay, then I want to set it to 20. Then we have shape. We can change our shape to some other shapes. For example, we can change it to a box, and as you see, these particles are creating in a box. And also we can change its scale, for example like this, and then our particles are spawning in some different shape. And this is what we have to use for our snow. Then we have something else, for example velocity over lifetime, limit velocity over lifetime, lifetime by force, color and something by lifetime. I want to show you color over lifetime, and watch these particles here. When I turn it on, nothing happens, because at first we have to set some colors. For example, I want them to be red in the beginning, and then I want them to be green, and then I want them to be yellow. Okay, and as you see, in the beginning they are red, and then they are green, and then they are yellow. Okay, we can play with this color and make some amazing effects like fire and something like this. Also we can change our color by speed. We can change their size, for example with this curve. I'll put something like this, and then as you see, they are small in the beginning, then they are big, small, and again they are big. Okay, with this curve. And also we can change their rotation over lifetime. We can add them some external forces, and then we have this noise. With this noise we can create some really more amazing effects. We can make our noise to move. As you see now, we have a moving noise, and we can increase our strength of our noise, and then as you see, we have something better, and it's really nice for our snow. I want to change my rotation to 90, And now, as you see, our particles are falling down. We can also add them gravity. Here, you can choose your gravity source, 3D or 2D, and then you can set your gravity modifier, for example 1, and then they are falling down. And also, we can add them a collision, and then when we create a 3D cube with a box collider, then put this here. Now I want to increase X, and also then you have to change this to gold, and then as you see they are, and then they are riding this cube and going down again, and we can change it by increasing our gravity modifier, for example something like this. Now we have a lot of more speed, so we can just come to our collision and then make it 0. And as you see, they are just falling down and they don't have any bouncing anymore. Then we have this texture. We can add some texture to our particles. I want to turn it on, and then sprite. And then as you see, we don't have our default sprite anymore, and we want to use this sprite. And as you see, we have these really beautiful snows. But before you use your photo to use it as your sprite, make sure that your photo have these properties in your game. Okay, and then you can use your photo to create your particle system. Okay, cool. Now I want my main camera have a solid color, like something like this black. Rotation, cool. Okay. And now we have this beautiful snow here. And we can make it a little nicer. And for example, I don't want gravity anymore because it's not nice. So 0 and upper. Here I want to make it bigger. This. And then I want to increase their lifespan. Nice. And as you see, we have our snow. Okay, it's really cool, but before I finish this tutorial, I want to show you something else in this tutorial. These trails. We can use these trails to make some other effects. For example, as you see now, we have something like this, these weird things. And what is this trail doing here? When you see some specific particles, for example like this, and show what is creating behind them, then you can see what is happening there. It's hard to explain because it's just some visualization, and as you see, you can understand it a lot better with just watching them. And it's something that I wanted you to know about, because you can make some really nice effects with these trails. For example, you can make something like electricity effects and something that you will want to create in future. And I think it's enough for this tutorial. We created this weird object. Before finishing, I want to create this yellow, and then we have this jungle here. As you see, we create a jungle with our stones. Okay, it's enough for this tutorial. I hope you enjoy this video, and I see you in the next tutorial, and goodbye.